and not be like Peter's description of the dog returning to his vomit. And so, we can't skip these verses. We have to talk about them. And this is what he says. To the unforgiving cities, it's not pleasant to read that the miracles performed in you had been done in Sodom, they would still be with us because they would have turned. You were chosen to see the hand of God. He showed it to you. You saw it. You said you saw it. You accepted it. You believed. Now repent and turn. Make sense? He's talking to the Jewish people that he's speaking to here. And I want to ask myself, what does that say about me? Who does that make me? I have proclaimed I've seen many miracles. I really have. He's done so much for me. A couple weeks ago I told you I've never had a bad day. Oh, I thought I was having bad days. I'm not saying I never mourned through a day, suffered through a day. I did. But what I found walking with him is that after the fact, I always look back and talk about how great a day, a time that was. Whether it was the failure of my businesses 8 years ago, even the burning of my house, even my granddaughter having leukemia. Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible. But I can guarantee you, from a knowledge of having walked with him as long as I have, even this, when he has tested us, we will come forth as gold. Right. And we will see the glory of God, and we will see his hand in every hard trial. Paul the Apostle says it best, rejoice in the Lord when you encounter various trials. Right. For the testing of your faith will produce these things. And he names these incredible things that produce in you. And if I were to offer you those incredible things, you'd say, yeah. Yeah, if I said they're $1 a piece, you'd buy dozens. But they're none. They're a trial a piece, or they're 10 trials a piece. So when I look back on my life and I see the trials and tribulations of my life, and I see what they produced, I look back and I tell you how great they were. The fire that burned my house will be the greatest blessing Vicki and I have ever experienced. It is already the greatest blessing. And they are coming in. There are boatloads still offshore coming in for us. Boatloads of blessing from this incredible, shocking, unexpected day that happened to us. And I look back and say that wasn't a bad day anymore. In the day when I was in it, it wasn't that great a day. But that was just my perception, my inability to say, he is good, he's with me. Even this is a good thing. Are you understanding me? Yes. My legs are failing me right now. Doesn't feel very good. I promise you we're all going to be sitting around with the Lord one day and be looking back on all the blessings that came my way because I had to let others do for me things I wouldn't let them do before. You following me? Just want to make sure that if I'm going to go out there and claim I've seen miracles, there ought to be a response from it. The place proclaiming the most miracles ought to be the holiest, most righteous place on earth according to these. People should have responded with the greatest response. The more you see, to him whom much is given, much is required. He who is faithful in the little things, to repent and allow the little miracles to change them, will be given charge over much. And you think it's in charge of, I get to be the king. No, you get to be the servant. Right. Because to be great in the kingdom isn't to be elevated to the leader. It's to be elevated to the servant. Right. I don't know. I really might be. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder because I really want to see more miracles. but I don't need to. And I can tell you that I say this all the time, that he doesn't need to do another thing for me. And he still does. I'm owed nothing. I deserve nothing. I owe him everything. I get to work for Jesus. And I truly can tell you, whether he does anything for me again, I will still tell you how good he is, how much he loves you, how much he's with you. He has not rejected you. He hears your cry. You pray, you seek the Lord, you let us lay hands on you, and you will feel him. Proof that he's with you, proof he hasn't rejected you, proof he's real. I didn't start this message with who's heard the Lord today, who's felt the Lord today, who's seen the Lord today, who's had a vision today, who has a word from you. I didn't do that. But every time you say, yes, I do, every time you say, yes, I have, you're saying he's real. You don't need to say anything else. You already know he's real. How do you respond to that? I don't want to leave you without telling you, you can expect, I'm not saying I don't expect him to do another thing. I'm saying what my expectation should be is that if he never did another thing, I've had enough to believe for the rest of my days. I'm telling you, he is going to do so much, and I don't know why, but he's just going to keep doing it. And I love him. I love being a Christian. I love being in a church. I love a community that loves one another. I have grown to love so many people, where on March 10th, 1975, I couldn't tell you I loved one person. I might have lied to you and said I did, but that would have been for selfish purposes. Today I can tell you I love many people. Are you with me on this? Yes. I believe he wants to touch you. And so I am going to invite you forward. I'm going to lay hands on people and pray very briefly for every one of you. Just touch you. They come forward. You'll expect from him whatever you'll expect from him. I'm amazed that his power is in my hands. He moves by my voice. He heals. He touches people. He reveals himself. And I'm amazed by that. I have more faith in that than you could possibly believe. I know that when I touch, he touches. When I pray, he responds. When I speak, he speaks through me. When I submit myself, he uses me. Let me repeat, he owes me nothing. I deserve nothing. So everyone that's touched, that's just his love moving upon people that he loves. His faithfulness being revealed again. Not doing miracles so you will believe. He's doing miracles because he loves you. People are healed so they can see, not so people can believe. People are healed so they stop hurting. People are healed so they're free, not so you believe. I'm calling you to believe because he's real. Because he hasn't rejected you.
It's good.
Because he is with you, because of what he's already done. I don't need anything else to happen, but it is going to happen. Following me? Don't want to confuse you with that one. And when you proclaim miracles, let it change you. Be responsible for what it does to you. He's real. That means the rest of my life, I have responsibility.
Right.
I'm not repeating myself over and over. I want this point to be understood. I really do. I so desperately don't want to lose another one. I don't want to lose another one who has told me, oh, he touched me, and then they walk away. I don't want to lose another one.
Right.
I don't want his death to be in vain for another one. I want his death to bring life, bring newness of life, goodness of life. I want his death to bring, his resurrection to bring love and life and abundance. So I'm going to invite you forward. I'm going to pray for everyone. You're welcome as soon as we start praying. Service is basically over. We're gonna play, just let the music play. I would also welcome you to hang around. If you don't want to stand up here this long, come up later. I'll still pray for you. I'm just gonna touch and lay hands on people and pray for them. Ask my